There are two types of motions that you can add to a presentation in PowerPoint. One is called transitions and the other is called animations. Your transitions, what you're doing there is you're putting an effect on a slide when one slide leaves the screen and another one appears. If you don't add any animate or transition, it just goes from slide to slide to slide. But a more effective presentation has a transition, a smooth transition, or it could have an exciting transition. There's all different types. And what you want to do is, let me just go up to the top here. Go to the top first slide. We click on transitions. And you can see if I click the More button, we have a lot of different transitions, anywhere from subtle to exciting to dynamic. So you can sort of play around and select them and see how different they would be if you choose the different types of transitions. But let's just do a subtle one and let's just do split. Now, once you choose a transition, then you can actually change the effect. So right now in the split, what I have is the vertical out. So it sort of splits the screen vertically going outwards. You can change it to horizontal in. You can change it to horizontal out. You can change it to vertical in. Okay, so you can change the different effect. We can add a sound. I'm just going to go ahead and put on, let's do the chime. And what we're doing here is when we're applying this animation to this this slide only, it's going to advance on the mouse click. So at any time you want to see how the transition is going to work, all you need to do is just go ahead and click the preview button. And you can hear the chime and you can see how the transition of the slide works. I think the chime is a little bit noisy. However, if you're having a presentation at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you think the people you're presenting to are going to be sleepy, you may want to throw in a chime here and there to wake them up. So I'm going to go ahead and take the sound off, and I do like my split transition. Again, this is right now only applied to this first slide. So in order to apply the same transition to all the slides, you then have to click Apply to All. So that's your transition. Now, let's take a look at animation. I'm going to come down here to slide 10, which has a Smart Art. Okay. I'm going to click the Smart Art and we're going to apply some animation. Now, the animation, when I look at all the animation, they come in the form of 4 different groups. So it's entrance, meaning when the slide is turned on and you want the object to enter, this is the motion that you want the object to come in on. Or emphasis, so let's say you have a one bullet that's really important while you're on the screen, you can add an emphasis so that when you click that item, it will do that emphasizing animation. Or you can have an exit so that it animates when you leave the slide. And then motion paths, they animate the object along an invisible line. So it sort of does a line or an arc or a loop. Okay, let's do a fly-in. And once I've applied it, you can see how the entire word art object flew in. But that's not really what I want. I want to now modify this effect and use my effect options. I want to fly in one by one. So see how each object within my Smart Art or my Smart Art comes in individually. Again, it's triggered by clicking on it, okay? And we can then quickly, anytime you want to look at it, you can preview it. So here comes in each object. Okay, good. At any time you want to look at what type of animation has been applied to your slide, click on the animation pane and it tells you when you click on the slide, these content placeholders will fly in one by one. Okay. Lastly, okay, let's come up here. So let's come up to slide number 4. Okay, right now I have no animation, so I'm going to animate my bullets. I don't want them to come in one by one, all together. I want them to, let's go, bounce in. Okay, so they're going to bounce one in, then the next one, then the next one, and the next one. Okay, so I like that animation. I'm happy with it. Let's see if we have any effects. We can bounce it in as one object or all at once. Okay, right now by default it's by paragraph. Now I like this animation, so now I want to copy this same animation to this bulleted list to chapter or slide 5. So just like the Format Painter you have in Word, you have Animation Painter. So I'm going to click my Animation Painter button. I'm going to click on slide 5. I'm going to go ahead and click in the text box placeholder, and as you can see, it applies the same animation. That's animation and transitions, and the end of the video.